biblical times.
Have you ever heard of a donkey that could talk? Not a cartoon donkey with a wisecracking personality, but a real live, hee-hawing donkey that could actually speak human words. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the Bible tells just such a story, and it's both hilarious and thought-provoking. This isn't your typical fairy tale, though. We're talking about a real historical figure named Balaam, a prophet who encountered God in some very unexpected ways. And one of those ways involved, you guessed it, a talking donkey. This donkey wasn't just any barnyard animal, it became a mouthpiece for God, delivering a message that Balaam desperately needed to hear. Buckle up, because this story takes us on a wild ride through ancient history, divine intervention, and the surprising wisdom that can come from the most unexpected places. Let's just say, after this story, you'll never look at a donkey the same way again. Our story takes place thousands of years ago in the ancient Middle East. Balaam, a well-known prophet, gets a visit from some important-looking guys. They're messengers from King Balak, and they've got a proposition for Balaam. Seems King Balak is a bit worried. The Israelites, a powerful and rapidly growing nation, are camped out near his borders. Balak's feeling threatened and wants Balaam to use his influence with God to curse them. Now Balaam knows that God is with the Israelites, but the king is offering a hefty reward. Riches, prestige, you name it. Balaam's human ambition starts to outweigh his divine loyalty. He tells the messengers he'll pray about it, but in his heart he's already packing his bags. Little does Balaam know, his journey to meet the king is going to be a lot more eventful than he ever imagined, thanks to a certain four-legged companion. The next morning, Balaam saddles up his trusty donkey and sets off on his journey. He's probably daydreaming about all the riches he'll receive if he curses the Israelites. But as they're traveling along a narrow path, something strange happens. The donkey suddenly stops dead in her tracks, refusing to budge. Balaam, annoyed and confused, urges her forward, but the donkey won't move. In fact, she veers off the path entirely, heading into a field. Balaam, now beyond frustrated, starts whacking the poor donkey with his staff. He's so focused on his own agenda that he doesn't even stop to consider why his usually obedient animal is acting so strangely. Little does he know, his stubbornness is about to get a serious reality check. This is where the story takes a turn for the hilarious and the profound, because this is no ordinary donkey. This donkey is about to school Balaam in a way he never saw coming. As Balaam is busy reprimanding his donkey, something incredible happens. The donkey opens her mouth and speaks. Yes, you heard that right. The donkey actually talks. "What have I done to you that you would beat me these 3 times?" she asks, her voice filled with a mix of hurt and confusion. Balaam, completely taken aback, actually answers her. He doesn't even pause to consider the absurdity of the situation. He's so caught up in the moment that he doesn't even question the fact that his donkey is talking. Instead, he just dives into a conversation. He just complains that she's being stubborn and making him look bad. His frustration blinds him to the miracle unfolding before his eyes. But the donkey isn't finished. She has more to say. She points out that she's always been a faithful companion, carrying him without complaint. Her loyalty has never wavered. Then she reveals the real reason for her strange behavior. She's seen an angel of the Lord standing in the path, blocking their way with a drawn sword. This revelation is nothing short of astonishing. Balaam, blinded by his own ambition, couldn't see the angel. His desire for personal gain clouded his vision, but his donkey, with her humble heart and clear vision, saw the danger and protected her master. Her actions were driven by pure instinct and loyalty. Talk about a wake-up call. This moment is a turning point for Balaam. This encounter forces Balaam to confront his own blindness and recognize the power of God at work, even in the most unexpected ways. It's a lesson in humility and divine intervention. Section 5, Balaam's blind ambition. Can't he take a hint? Now, you'd think that after having a conversation with his donkey, his talking donkey, mind you, Balaam would get the message. It's not every day that a donkey speaks, and when it does, it's probably wise to listen. God is clearly trying to tell him something. The divine light breaking through the clouds is a sign, a beacon of guidance that Balaam seems to be ignoring. But Balaam's ambition is a powerful force. His determination to achieve his own goals blinds him to the warnings and signs around him. He finally sees the angel, who reiterates that he's on the wrong path. The angel's presence is a clear indication that Balaam needs to change his course. God will only allow him to go with King Balak, but he must speak only the words God gives him. No cursing the Israelites. This is a direct command, leaving no room for interpretation. Balaam agrees, but his heart doesn't seem to be in it. His reluctance is palpable, and it's clear that his internal conflict is far from resolved. He's still hung up on the reward, still hoping to find a way to please the king and get what he wants. The lure of wealth and power is a strong temptation. This stubborn streak in Balaam is a reminder that even those who are close to God can get sidetracked by their own desires. His internal struggle is a testament to the human condition. The stage is set for a clash of wills, God's will versus Balaam's will. This confrontation is not just physical but deeply spiritual. And caught in the middle is a very insightful donkey, who probably deserves a good scratch behind the ears for her troubles. Her role in this story is both unique and profound, highlighting the unexpected ways in which wisdom can manifest. Section 6. Donkey's wisdom. Sometimes the quietest voice speaks volumes. The talking donkey might seem like the funniest part of this story, and it is pretty hilarious, but there's a deeper meaning here. God often speaks to us in unexpected ways, through quiet whispers, through the beauty of nature, or even through the actions of others. The donkey, an animal not exactly known for its intelligence, becomes the voice of reason, the one who sees clearly what Balaam is blind to. It's a reminder that wisdom and guidance can come from the most unlikely sources if we're only open to hearing them. Sometimes the quietest voice speaks the most profound truths. Are we listening closely enough to hear those voices, even if they come from unexpected sources? Section 7. Lessons from a talking donkey: humility, obedience, and openness. So, what can we learn from this wacky tale of a talking donkey and a wayward prophet? Quite a bit, actually. First, humility is key. It's a virtue that allows us to see beyond our own ambitions and desires. Balaam's pride and ambition blinded him to the truth. He was so focused on his own gain that he couldn't see the divine message right in front of him. We need to be humble enough to recognize that we don't have all the answers, and that God might use unexpected messengers to guide us. Sometimes, the most profound wisdom comes from the most unlikely sources. Second, obedience to God trumps everything else. It's not always easy, but it's essential for a faithful life. Balaam knew what God wanted, but he let his desire for riches cloud his judgment. His greed led him astray, showing us the dangers of prioritizing material wealth over spiritual obedience. Our loyalty should always be to God, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. True obedience means following God's will, even when it challenges us. Finally, we need to be open to the unexpected ways God might choose to speak to us. His messages can come in forms we least expect. Don't dismiss the quiet nudges, the strange coincidences, or the wisdom that might come from unexpected sources. These moments can be divine interventions in disguise. God works in mysterious and often humorous ways. Embrace the unexpected and find joy in the surprises. The story of Balaam's talking donkey is a powerful reminder that God's ways are higher than our ways, and his wisdom often comes in the most surprising packages. Stay humble, obedient, and open to his guidance. Section 8. Modern-day Balaams. Are we listening to the right voices? We might not encounter talking donkeys in our daily lives, but the lessons from Balaam's story are still relevant today. We live in a world filled with distractions, temptations, and conflicting voices. It's easy to get caught up in our own ambitions and lose sight of what truly matters. Like Balaam, we might be tempted to chase after success, wealth, or recognition. Even if it means compromising our values or ignoring God's guidance, we might be so focused on our own plans that we miss the signs and signals God is sending us. The question is, are we listening to the right voices? Are we seeking God's guidance in our decisions, or are we letting our own desires lead the way? Section 9. Beyond the talking donkey, unveiling the humor and wisdom of Scripture. The story of Balaam's talking donkey is just one example of the humor and wisdom found throughout the Bible. Often, we approach Scripture with a sense of seriousness, forgetting that God has a sense of humor too. He uses stories like this one to grab our attention, make us laugh, and teach us profound truths. The Bible is full of unexpected twists, quirky characters, and stories that might seem strange or even funny at first glance. But within these narratives lie deep truths about God's character, His love for us, and His desire for us to live lives filled with purpose and meaning. Don't be afraid to explore the more unusual or humorous parts of the Bible. You might be surprised by what you discover. The Bible is anything but boring. It's a treasure trove of stories that will challenge, inspire, and yes, even make you laugh out loud. Section 10. Keep seeking, keep laughing, the Bible's full of surprises. The next time you encounter a donkey, maybe you'll smile, remembering Balaam's hilarious and humbling experience. But more importantly, let this story be a reminder to approach life and the Bible with a sense of wonder and openness. God is always speaking, often in the most unexpected ways. Keep your heart open, your mind engaged, and don't be afraid to laugh along the way. The journey of faith is full of surprises, and sometimes the most profound truths come wrapped in the most humorous packages. So, keep seeking, keep laughing, and keep discovering the endless wonders and wisdom found in the pages of Scripture. You never know what you might find, and you might just encounter a talking donkey along the way.
Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to dive deeper into your faith. Be the first to see our new videos by following the link in the description, comments, and bio. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit the like button and share your feedback in the comments. Don't forget to check out our next video as well. Sharing our content with friends and family could be the rejuvenation they need. Thank you for watching.